guys? Welcome to the film room. Today we're going to be talking about Sean Tucker, a true sophomore running back for Syracuse. He'll be draft eligible in 2023. If you're in the devy world, this isn't a new name for you. He's burst onto the scene this year in college football, leading the nation in rushing yards through 8 weeks, and has become a bit of a devy darling. But if you're purely on the NFL dynasty side of things, you've probably never heard of him, but this is a name you're definitely going to want to know. So the first thing you need to know about Sean Tucker is that he has NFL athleticism. He was recorded at 4.3 in high school. He's a track star, 4.340. It looks like it on film, and he's got great acceleration too to get up to top speed very quickly. I picked out some plays here against Clemson just to show what he looks like against a lot of athletes that probably are going to be in the NFL. So here you're going to see a lot of green field. I mean, this is a well-blocked play, but, I mean, look at that. He's just got great athleticism. I'll go and start it again. So right here you see he does that little shuffle step just to get around this guy. And then, he's got people with a pretty decent beat on him. And he doesn't make it all the way to the end zone, but he's fast. All right, so this one, a little bit less green field. You're going to see he's going to need to make a nice little sharp one cut. Boom, find the hole. You're going to see that on tape a lot. He's really good at finding that hole and making that one sharp cut. But look, he's got the burst. He's on the second level in no time. Again, he's got people out in front. And he's just got the speed that it takes a really long time for them to run him down. So here, again, one cut, boom. Look at where this guy is. He's in great position. Like, there's no reason, like, in 2 steps, he's lost his edge completely. And in another 2 steps, Sean's ahead of him and never gets touched on the way to end zone. So, again, this is liberty, but look, he even has time to slow down and do the bye-bye wave. And then we'll show a couple plays against Albany here. This was a huge game. He had 253 total yards, I believe. 5 touchdowns in this game. But he just, once he sees daylight, he's gone. Let's look at that play one more time. So, again, finds a little crease, one cut. You're going to see a ton of that. He's got great vision. And then just nobody's catching him. Last play here I'll show for his speed and athleticism. Again, against Albany. This one's actually a screen pass. So he catches this, makes a little move, some good blocking, but, I mean, he's all the way down the field. And it takes this guy who already was way down here covering somebody else. Like, nobody from behind is catching this dude. It's got to be this guy that's already up here that finally is able to tackle him. But great athleticism on display from Sean Tucker. He's definitely an NFL athlete. So we talked about speed. Speed and power is a pretty deadly combination, and this guy's got it. So, he's not this big monster speed power guy like a Derrick Henry, but definitely has really good power for his size. Kind of reminds me of a Kareem Hunt-esque, like a bowling ball type. He's short, but he's wide, and he's got this solid frame and good contact balance, and just kind of keeps chugging along. But let's look at some plays here. So on this one, nice little cut there. And then just to shake out of that tackle, get some extra yards. You see it better on this view. Just keeps chugging his legs along, makes a little cut there, carries that guy a couple more yards, just makes a lot of something out of nothing. Here there's traffic at the line of scrimmage. We'll go back a little bit and watch that one again. So, just kind of right there in his face off the line. There's just a lot of crowding around the line of scrimmage, and he's got to kind of shuffle through, bounce off some tackles, carry this guy. He falls forward at the end of his runs a lot. You rarely see him hit and go backwards. Here it looks dead to rights. He carries, just keeps those legs chugging. Obviously the offensive linemen are pushing him here, but you love to see that kind of determination. And I think he squats like 500 pounds, so he's just able to, got that low center of gravity. Arm tackles, not going to get it done against this guy. So this last one doesn't seem like a whole lot, but look, right there you can see that he kind of changes his vector so that this guy, instead of, you see a lot of guys that are trying to be power backs, they're going to go ram straight into this guy and just try to truck stick. He kind of gets it to be a glancing blow, just changes his vector just enough that this guy's coming at him from the side, and just good balance to stay on his feet and get in the end zone. So yeah, definitely a nice little speed power combination going here for Sean Tucker. So another strength in Sean Tucker's game is his vision. He's really good at seeing a hole and making a decisive cut and then bursting right through that hole. He's a very decisive runner. He doesn't do a lot of dancing around in the backfield, going sideways, going backwards. He does a really good job of that. So let's roll the tape here. So right here, you're going to kind of see it strung along to the outside, and he sees this lane, and he just puts his foot in the ground and goes. And he's got that good burst, which we already talked about. So he kind of gets through here, and then you're going to see that power on display a little bit too. Just kind of gets some extra yards at the end of the run. He finishes his runs really well. So here, I could have highlighted this one under power, but I really like the vision here. So if you go back, he's got a fullback in for this one. So his job is to follow this lead blocker. And I think this lead blocker is wanting to get out to block this guy, number 8, to open up the outside here. But as you watch it run, this offensive lineman gets beat right off the bat. And so the fullback ends up having to come to this guy, number 9, instead of blocking number 8. So Sean he looks over here, I think is where he originally wanted to go, but he sees his lead blocker doubling in here. He realizes it's not happening to the outside, and he makes a really quick decision to just get what he can. And I love that. So he kind of takes a little step back to the inside, and he gets into this little crease here, and he just starts turning his legs and ends up making 5 yards out of a play that really was poorly blocked and going nowhere. And you love in the NFL, like and not every play you're going to be able to bounce it out to the outside and get a big gain. So I think NFL teams love a guy that's willing to get in there and get these tough yards and keep them ahead of the sticks instead of in second and long. So great play there by Sean Tucker. And here, this one's another good display of vision. So right here, this defender has outside leverage, and Sean Tucker wanted to go outside, but could see that this guy's going to tackle him if he does. So he kind of just hops back to the inside, and then he gets real skinny against his lineman's hips there's tiny little crease, but just a really good job. Again, getting a lot of hidden yardage in there. And then here's another one. So he's going to see that there's a cutback lane right through here, and he's going to cut back hard. Got good burst to kind of get through here, get through traffic, get to the second level. And again, arm tackles are not bringing him down. He's getting extra yards at the end of every run, which you love to see. So better angle of it here. Really, really good run. So yeah, he's got really good vision to go along with his athleticism, which is a great sign. I love how decisive he is, and I think coaches are going to love that too. So the last thing I want to highlight here is actually his receiving game, which is a work in progress for sure. We're going to highlight some areas of development here. We don't want to always be sunshine and roses about these prospects. We want to be honest about where they're at. First, we're going to highlight pass pro here. It's definitely an area for development for Sean Tucker, and it is for a lot of young running backs. So the good news is he's just a true sophomore. He's got time to get this worked out. But as we run this clip, you're going to see this guy is coming in, and Sean Tucker, he just dives, right? And you see that from a lot of young running backs who don't really know what they're doing. And if you compare that to if you had a chance to watch our Chris Evans video last week, you know that he squared up with his legs, he led with his hands, showed really good form, so that even if the guy started to get by him, he could make sort of a second push. But when you go for this dive, it's like a Hail Mary. If you don't get it, the guy's totally unabated to your quarterback, and that's what happens here. So he gets jumped, and the quarterback is in trouble. You can see it here. So this is not a great rep. Right here, he does this dive again, so you're not just seeing it once on film. Now this time it works a little bit better, and he knocks the guy off of his feet, chops him. But again, he leaves it kind of a tangled mess right here at his quarterback's ankles. The quarterback does not like that. I can tell you that right now, and the coach is not going to like that form. So it kind of gets the job done here, but not a great rep. And this one actually is not a form issue, it's an awareness issue. So watch here. He needs to be chipping on this defensive end, but he's up here kind of lost. And then at the last second, he kind of realizes like, oh, I'm supposed to be over here. And he turns around and it's too late. So quarterback has a really messy pocket here. It definitely impacts the throw. And then I'll show this as a positive one. Similar situation. He's supposed to be chipping this defensive end. And good awareness here to realize that this defensive end is about to do a swim move to the inside instead of to the outside. And so he gets right here and kind of just enough of a push and help on the left tackle to give the quarterback time to make this throw. So, again, a sophomore running back is not going to be perfect in pass protection. But you like to see that there's effort here and that there's a willingness to get in there and just muck it up and try to pass block. But he definitely has some work to do, and it's something that I'm going to have my eye on for him in the next year and a half as a college student to see if there's some development here before he becomes draft eligible. But his actual receiving ability is pretty good. So most of what he catches is screen passes, dump offs, check downs. You don't see a whole lot of routes, but here you're going to see a wheel route. Nice little over-the-shoulder throw, and he turns around, soft hands to catch it, even though he knows he's about to take a hit. So this is a good play here. This is actually from his true freshman season last year. Good hands. This is going to be an out route, so he's going to come out here and then turn out and then show his explosiveness after the catch, just with his top speed and his burst and everything. When he catches it with open field in front of him, he's dangerous. So yeah, really good play here. And then this one I love. This is my favorite of his receiving game plays. So quarterback kind of gets out of the pocket, and this is the defense. If you look at the situation, Syracuse is down a touchdown, 25 seconds left on the board. They have no timeouts. So they're in prevent defense. They're way down the field trying to stop a big play from happening. And these two guys are kind of in a zone, and he finds the soft spot in the middle of them, gives his quarterback a bailout option, and then just the athleticism to take it all the way down. And then look at this. I mean, this is a big hit that gets laid on him. And if he doesn't get in the end zone here with 22 seconds left on the clock, they're going to have to come down here, try to spike it. It's going to significantly decrease their chances of winning this football game. And so for him to shrug off this tackle, get in the end zone, tie the game, is a huge play. So I like the upside for him as a receiver. I think he's shown flashes of it, but there's not a lot of volume right now. He got 8 catches total in his freshman season, and he has 16 catches so far this year, which is only 2 per game through 8 weeks. But it's something that he can do. Pass fail grade, he gets a pass. So here's the deal. For a variety of reasons, statistical production in college does not always lead to success in the NFL. But that's why we go beyond the box score and look at the tape. And from what I can see, Sean Tucker has what it takes to be a 3-down running back in the NFL. He needs to develop in the passing game, sure, and especially in pass pro, but he has the speed, power, and vision to be a great NFL runner. I also love that he's handling that 3-down Bellcow role right now and proving that he can not only handle it, but actually dominate and put the team on his back. I've been seeing most rank him around RB5 in the 2023 class, and a lot can change between now and 2023. But for me, at the time of this recording, he's my RB3 in that class. He may go overlooked because he played for Syracuse or because he was a 3-star prospect coming out of high school, but really he shouldn't. So when the time comes, if you get the chance to draft this kid, don't sleep. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share it with a friend.